transformation, motivation, and empowerment. This brings positive collaboration with the powerhouse cast of the Clusters 1 and 3, training of teachers on learning management system, and the junior high school simulation, today, on its fifth day, the 7th of August 2020. The worldwide outburst of the highly infectious COVID-19 with the continuous and parallel challenges. At this point, the substantial impact that need to practice stringent social or even physical distancing to prevent to alleviate its spread. In the development of the basic education, the clusters 1 and 3 input different schools for inclusive quality basic education with the key elements of learning strategies shall operationalize the most essential learning competencies in the application of the learning management system and the multiple learning delivery modalities to make us informed and of course enlightened. It is in this light that the Department of Education has set its opening of classes for the school year 2020-2021 on August 24, allowing us with a sufficient time. Of course, we'll have the remarkable challenging year for the school year 2020-2021 with the fundamental operations, gearing towards sulong edukalidad, abante, clusters 1 and 3. It is an honor to greet our Regional Director, Dr. Evelyn R. Fetalvero, CESO 4 of the Region 11, our Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Maria Ines C. Asuncion, CESO 5, our Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Winifredo E. Cagape, and of course, our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Reynaldo M. Giliena, CESO 5, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendents, Dr. Basilio P. Manaay, Dr. Emma A. Camporidondo, along with the clusters 1 and 3 school heads, and of course, our teacher, participants in this cluster-wide training. Good morning to all of you. Of course, this is the moment. This is actually a 5-day webinar, and we are still be reminded of our attendance. This is going to be a daily attendance. So now on the screen, flash on the screen right now, we have the link of our daily attendance. Don't forget to provide information and of course, your email address attached to that. You have to supply necessary information for you to have the ticket to the certificate of participation on this 5-day webinar. So there we go. We have our attendance link. Do not forget, because at the same time, we have the top 5 for the watch advocates. We advocate time consciousness and honesty. And a little later, Dr. Riwel A. Alvarez will award who are those type 5 advocates of this watch, and they're going to be the early birds for this webinar. And of course, this is the moment because this is representing the Santa Ana National High School for our MOL. And of course, at this time, to proceed further, we have our Makabayan song to be followed with our ecumenical prayer. And of course, to loosen up a bit, we have our Energizer from the Santa Ana National High School.
ng may kapal. Ikaw sa aking talino, sa mabuting lakad. Sa aking katutubo ang naging napaglakan. Ako'y Pilipino, ako'y Pilipino, isang bansang sandiwa ang nililipin ko. Sabay kang bandila na ang buhay na tila. Ako'y Pilipino, Pilipino totoo. Ako'y Pilipino, ako'y Pilipino, taas loob kahit kanino ang Pilipino ay ako.
My heart is so proud. My mind is so unfocused. You see the things you do through me, the great things I have done. And now you gently break me, lovingly take me, and hold me as my father, and love me as my maker. I ask you, how many times will you pick me up when I keep on letting you down? And each time I will fall short of your glory, how far will forgiveness abound? And you answer, my child, to love you. And as long as you're seeking my face, I'll walk in the path of my daily sufficient grace.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب النار. Amen. In the name of God, the merciful, the beneficent. All praise is due to God, the nourisher of all worlds, the merciful, the compassionate, master of the day of judgment. Thee do we worship, and thee do we beg for assistance. Guide us along the right path, the path of those you have bestowed thy favors, and not of those who test your wrath and go astray. Amen.
Panginoon po naming Diyos, maraming salamat sa lahat po ng mga biyayang ipinagkakaloob niyo po sa amin sa araw-araw. Sa kabila po ng mga pagsubok na nararanasan namin sa buhay, lalo na po sa panahon ngayon, patuloy niyo pa rin pong ipinapahintulot na magampanan namin ang aming mga tungkulin sa buhay. Ama, sa pagkakataon pong ito, nais po naming ilapit sa inyo ang ginagawa po naming cluster-wide training on learning management system. Ang mga layunin po nito ay ipahintulot niyo po sanang maging matagumpay. Ang mga guro bilang partisipante, ang mga tagapagpanguna, ang mga tagapagsalita. Kaming lahat ay pahiramin ng karunungang galing po sa inyo, upang ito po ang siya namin gagamitin. Inihahabilin po namin sa inyo ang lahat-lahat, Ama, maging ang pagpapatawad sa mga pagkukulang at pagkakasala namin, sa pangalan po ng Panginoong Hesukristo, aming tagapagligtas. Amen.
At times I make a weak and feel a bit discouraged, knowing that someone somewhere can do a better job. And who am I to serve you? I know I don't deserve you. By giving up my life to you, for all that you've given to me. I ask you how many times will you pick me up when I keep on letting you down. And each time I will fall short of your glory, but far will forgiveness abound. And you answer, my child, I love you. And as long as you're seeking my face, you walk in the path of my daily sufficient grace. You are so patient with me, Lord. 'Cause I walk with you, I'm learning what your grace really means. The price that I could never pay was paid at Calvary. So instead of trying to repay you, I'm learning to simply obey you. By giving up my life to you, for all that you've given to me. I ask you how many times will you pick me up when I keep on letting you down. And each time I will fall short of your glory, how far will forgiveness abound. And you'll answer, my child, I love you. And as long as you're seeking my face, you walk in the path of my daily sufficient grace.
Yeah, BP Records. Hey, haha. Sound dash.
Malayo ka man, mahalagi mo tandaan. Di magbabago, pag-ibig ko'y sa'yo lamang. Magtiwala ka lang, tawid agad man ang pagitan nating dalawa. Di yun makakahalang, kahit malayo ka man.
Mahal, kamusta ka na? Mag-iingat ka palagi, huwag ka mag-alala. Di man kita makasama ngayon, pero hindi yun rason para ako ay maghanap pa ng iba. Sapagkat ako'y kontento na sayo lang ako. Ikaw ang pumumpleto sa mundo ko at bumuko. Kaya wala nang dahilan para ako'y magloko pa sa babae na naging kabiyak na ng buhay ko. Kaya magtiwala ka lang, lagi mong tatandaan, walang pakita ng maalis sa ating makahadlang. Kahit malayo ka man, makakaasang hanggang dulo di ka papalitan.
Kaya mahal, magtiwala ka lang. Di magbabago, pag-ibig ko'y sa'yo lang. Kahit malayo ka man, mahalagi mo tandaan. Di magbabago, pag-ibig ko'y sa'yo lamang. Magtiwala ka lang, tawid agad man ang pagitan nating dalawa. Di yun makakahalang, kahit malayo ka man.
Dalawang puso ang pinana sana, subalit pinaglayo. Baka upang pagtibayin ang hindi na mabigo, hawak kamay na kinapitan ng pangakong binuo na kailan may di papatinag sa tuksong mapangbuyo, mapaglaro si Bathala. Susubukin ng tatag, makasiguro lang na tayong dalawa'y tinadhana. Kakayanin ng lahat, mapatunayan lang pagmamahal ko lagi sa'yo ay tapat. Malayo man ating pagitan sa ngayon, wag umiyak, sapagkat magkakayakap ang mulian ng tiyak. Palagi kang inaalala, saan man dalhin ng yapak ng aking mga paa, mananatili ang galak na muli kang mahagkan at halikan. Magkasamang susulitin ang kabilugan ng buwan. Sa aking pagbabalik, sabay nating dudugtungan ang ating kwento ng pag-ibig na ating sinimula.
Mahalagin mong tandaan, di magbabago, pag-ibig ko'y sa'yo lamang. Pagtiwala ka lang, tawid agad man ang pagitan nating dalawa, di yun magkakahalang kahit malayo pa man.
Mga araw at gabi na hindi kita katabi, nakakapanibago, di alam kung paano. Paano ko makakayanan na hindi kita kasama? Ang distansya natin ay napakalayo. Paano ko makakadayo kung pagitan natin libo-libo na espasyo? Matagal pa nga siguro na luminaw ang malabo, na ikaw ay makasama kahit nasa kabila ka mang ibayo. Pero kahit na ganon pa man, baka tandaan palagi na andito lang ako sa'yo, nag-aantay nakaabang sa muli mong pagbalik kahit malayo man ating pagitan. Ang buko tangi kong ipapabaon sa iyo, tiwala at lubos ko na pagmamahal. Libo mang kilometro agwat sa isa't isa, sa aking puso ay mananatili para
Malayo ka
siya.
man, mahalagin mong tandaan, di magbabago, pag-ibig ko'y sa'yo lamang. Pagtiwala ka lang, tawid agad man ang pagitan nating dalawa, di yun magkakahalang kahit malayo ka man. Kahit malayo ka man, di magbabago, sa'yo lang ang pag nating dalawa, di yun magkakahalang kahit malayo ka man.
Mahalagin mong tandaan, di magbabago, pag-ibig ko'y sa'yo lamang.
Tiwala ka lang, tawid agad man ang pagitan nating dalawa, di yun magkakahalang kahit layo ka man.
We're back live on the cluster-wide training on the learning management system, and of course, with our training manager. Thank you so much, Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez, our school principal 4 of the Santa Ana National High School, together with, of course, thank you, ma'am, Joanna San Diego, Miss Grella May Katamko, Mr. Hajar Briz Monjalul, Mr. Abram John Alantaga, the Arts and Design Coordinator of the Senior High School Department, Mr. Godfrey Kalipayan, Miss Annie Villasante, Rhoda Talib, Ms. Riza May Kusain, and Ms. Elora Okada. Of course, thank you, Mr. Roger Pialago and Ms. Roslyn R. Dianan. Thank you so much. And of course, what makes doubly jubilant today are the notable success and stories of accomplishments of our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Division of Davao City, Dr. Emma A. Camporidondo, on her message. Hello, ma'am. Good morning, Dr. Emma A. Camporidondo. Hello, ma'am. Yes. Okay, there you
Okay.
go, Dr. Emma.
Okay,
Hello,
good
ma'am.
morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Good morning,
good
ma'am. And
morning,
please take it
everyone.
away, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, everyone, to our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Rinaldo Villena, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, my partner, ASDS Basilio Manaay, our CID Chief, Dr. Alma Cifra, SJOD Chief, Dr. Teresita Del Valle, our Education Program Supervisors in attendance, PSDS, Cluster 1 and Cluster 3, Dr. Kagape, to our school heads of Cluster 1 and 3, and to all teachers in attendance today. Good morning, everyone. Last March, as we approach the end of the school year 2019-2020, we were expecting to have another face-to-face learning in 2020-21. However, we were ready with the situation that did not come, because on March 2020, things changed. Recent restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic have accelerated And now there is a need for platform where teachers can conduct online classes for learners who have access to internet. However, although we are caught off guard, as a department, we did not miss the chance to bounce back and turn the tide of times at our advantage. We immediately launched the learning management system coupled with the LMS seminar that is now provided to all teachers in the Department of Education. We are now on the process of preparing ourselves in this system that can be used by teachers and learners who would like to adopt online classes as a modality by which learning would be delivered. Our local government, on the other hand, also help as a stakeholder of our education. In fact, with the leadership of our good Mayor Sara Duterte, the LSB already have approved supplemental budget number one, which includes, among others, prepaid Wi-Fi for teachers, 32 RISO machines for use in the second quarter reproduction of modules, and USB for students using digital modular distance learning, and of course, and the big bulk of the budget, which will go for the reproduction of modules and student learning materials. As what I always have said, this is already the normal nowadays. This is it. As we embrace this new technology, I am expressing my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to all of you teachers who are here today, giving out your best, sparing your time and energy in preparation for our August 24 classes. The fact that you are here now is an indication that we are one in facing this challenge and in giving our energy para sa bata at para sa bayan. Welcome to our seminar today. God bless everyone. Mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you so much, Dr. Emma A. Camporodendo, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent. Thank you so much, Ma'am, for your integral part in providing professional learning to our teachers. Your spirit of commitment has shown, and this time, we may call in Dr. Winifredo E. Cagape, our Public Schools District Supervisor. Hello there, sir. Okay,
Hello, Maureen and Ava. Good morning.
good
Good
morning,
morning,
sir.
Ma'am Emma. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning. Morning.
Okay, so this is the time that our PSDS Dr. Winifredo E. Cagape would like to have the vote of thanks to our ESDS who just had given her message, wonderful message to this cluster-wide training. Please go ahead, Dr. Winifredo E. Cagape.
Ma'am Emma, in on behalf of the teachers and principals of clusters 1 and 3, my deepest thanks for sharing your time. I know you are busy today, um, inspiring us to do good, to prepare ourselves for the opening of classes. I can assure you, ma'am, that clusters 1 and 3 are ready for the opening of classes. We have already learned a lot of things in terms of the LMS implementation, learning modalities, the radio-based instruction, and TV-based instruction. So lahat kami dito ready for the opening of classes, and we are very supportive whatever activities that the division is um, um, na inyong i-promote for the whole division of Davao City. So in fact, lahat ng mga modules so far are ready na for distribution. The City High is ready and
Thank
we are ready.
you.
Lahat ng schools
Wow.
ready. Lahat ng schools ready for the distribution ng ating mga modules. So ang lahat ng principals ay nagkakaisa kami para talaga this coming open of classes, handang-handa na tayo para sa mga bata na maturuan sila. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Mama,
so
and good
much.
morning.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kagapi. I am always confident that with your leadership, everything will go right, no?
Thank,
Especially in the preparation for August 24.
thank you, Ma'am.
Congratulations to Cluster 1 and 3, especially under the leadership of our PSDS Dr. Winifredo Kagape. Salamat kaayo, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay, that is Dr. Emma A. Camporedondo, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, and of course, the man behind the success of this cluster-wide training on learning management system, PSDS Dr. Winifredo Kagape. Thank you so much. Sir. You just have focus on education, and that is the pursuit of greater excellence. Opening of classes comes August 24, 2020. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you, Aba, for promoting me po.
Okay, thank you so much. That's Dr. Winifredo Kagape, our Public Schools District Supervisor. And of course, at this time, this is the most awaited in a way or the other because we are having the Type 5 for the Watch Advocates that they're going to win with this Globe Home Prepaid Wi-Fi. And of course, at this time, we may call in Mr. Roger Pialago, the head teacher 5 of the Santa Ana National High School, who will give the particular award for this Wi-Fi home prepaid in Globe. Thank you so much, courtesy of our school heads clusters 1 and 3. There you go, Mr. Roger Pialago. Please come in. Hello, sir. How are you today? So you're ready to announce the top 5 watch advocates. So we are really on time conscious and very honest when it comes to registering our attendance, and that's for today.
Good
Go
morning,
ahead.
Ava. Pleasant morning to everyone. In behalf of Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez, Principal 4 of Santa Ana National High School, it is my pride and honor to present this special recognition to our fellow educators who exerted effort to exemplify what Watch Advocate should be. Congratulations to the top winners. We have Kay China Gumatas from Francisco Bangoy National High School. We have also Loida Pilapil, Gorgorio Taho Senior National High School. The other winner is Margie Batingal from Leon Garcia Senior National High School. And Gian Rui Villesa from Vicenta Nograles National High School. And finally, Christine V. Toledo from Vicenta Nograles National High School. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roger Pialago, the head teacher 5 of the Santa Ana National High School. Speaking on behalf of our training manager, Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez, our school principal 4. Thank you so much, Mr. Roger Pialago. And let us to remind our training participants that they will have the 100 peso card load to the top 5 day 4 afternoon watch advocates. So I'm sure that you are all very excited because that is one way to connecting people. Thank you so much, Globe Prepaid Wi-Fi. And of course, at this time, to further proceed, we have our training evaluation updates by Madam Ruth A. Rufano, school head of the Acacia National High School. Good morning, ma'am. Ruth? Yes. Ma'am? Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. So you are now on your task for the training evaluation updates on this cluster-wide on learning management system. So please take it away, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, good morning once again, cluster 1 and 3 teachers. But before moving on, please allow me to extend my thanks and appreciation to Dr. Winifredo E. Kagape, PSDS of clusters 1 and 3. And also, a thanks and appreciation to my teammates in the evaluation every day, to Sir Sherwin for Tagaliza, Sir Jamaico Magayo, Sir Kaski Clerigo, Sir Ismael Baog. They are all coming from Davao City National High School. They are the brain of the evaluation every day. Now for our day 4 updates, please view on the screen. For session, started on time, given 3.45 mean, and the description is excellent. For session ended on time, 3.33, excellent. For topics who are relevant to existing conditions, 3.51, excellent. For the objectives of the sessions were achieved, 3.50, excellent. Activities were congruent to objectives, 3.50, excellent. Activities were appropriate for adult learners, 3.50, excellent. For participants who are engaged in activities, 3.42, excellent. For learning materials were relevant, 3.46, excellent. Learning materials were adequate, 3.44, excellent. Learning materials were given on time, 3.38, excellent. Time allotment for the topic was adequate, 3.40, excellent. And the average is 3.44, excellent. For the facilitator, exhibited mastery of the topic, 3.56, excellent. Expressed ideas clearly, 3.56, excellent. Asked stimulating questions, processed and responses to deepen learning, 3.51, excellent. Was sensitive to the participants' mood, 3.48, excellent. Maintained positive learning environment, 3.53, excellent. Observe proper attire, 3.57, excellent. And the average is 3.47, excellent. For the virtual learning environment, program was well prepared and managed, 3.54, excellent. Relevant information were available and accessible, 3.55, excellent. The audio reception was satisfactory, 3.34, excellent. Video feeds were satisfactory, 3.37, excellent. Choice on online platform was effective, 3.46, excellent. Choice of online platform was easy to use or operate, navigate, 3.43, excellent. The internet connectivity was easy and consistent, and length of lag or buffering problems encountered was minimal, 3.23, excellent. The average is 3.45, excellent. Let's come now for program management team. Available when needed, 3.52, excellent. Efficient, 3.53, excellent. Responsive to participants' concerns, 3.53, excellent. Courteous, 3.57, excellent. The average is 3.46, excellent. For the session, For the session, 3.44, excellent. Facilitator, 3.47, excellent. Virtual learning environment, 3.45, excellent. Program management team, 3.46, excellent. Overall rating is 3.46, excellent. Wow. And the significant learning really appreciated much by the viewers or the teachers of clusters 1 and 3, the radio-based instruction. This is the learning delivery mode. Most of the teachers yesterday really appreciated or enjoyed so much. And for the internet connection, still needs improvement. I think this is beyond our control. Once again, good morning, clusters 1 and 3 teachers. And I hope you are still active, participative, and cooperative for today's last training. Once again, good morning.
Thank you so much, Madam Ruth A. Rufino of our school head of Acacia National High School. Well, ma'am, congratulations. Practically, decisions become Interesting, engaging with the rating of excellent. Congratulations to the clusters 1 and 3. And of course, we would like to acknowledge the committee on the evaluation committee. We have Sherwin Fortaleza, Jamaico Magayo, Casque Clerigo, Esmael Baog. Thank you so much. This is really very pertinent in our webinar and very reliable evaluation. Thank you so much. And of course, at this time, we have the administration of post-test link on screen up until 12 noon. And this is going to be by Mr. Charlie B. Pulma, School Principal 2 of Teofilo V. Fernandez National High School. So you have your post-tests. So the post-test link now is going to be in the screen. Okay, so you have to have your post-test on this. And then, this is done by Mr. Charlie B. Pulma, our School Principal 2 of Teofilo V. Fernandez National High School. And we have something for you. Out from that, in the post-test, we are going to have the video for your substantial information that necessary to have your answer in your post-test. So, we have the video and we call our controller, Mr. Eugene Dorado from Bernardo Carpio National High School. Please roll VTR.
Your knowledge level. Pleasant morning to each and everyone, especially to our very active PSDS Dr. Winifredo Cagape. My dear teacher participants, as what I mentioned on Monday, that coming Friday, which is today, you will take a post-test, the purposes of which are to evaluate your outcomes, measure your knowledge level or achievement, and what realization you gain from the lectures. All you have to do is go to the link which is plus on your screen. The post-assessment will close at 11 a.m. Good luck and God bless us all. Sulong Edukalidad. A pleasant morning to each and everyone, especially
Thank you so much, Mr. Charlie B. Pulma, Principal 2 of Teofilo V. Fernandez National High School. At this time, you have now the post-test link is flashed on the screen, and all participants are given up until 12 noon to answer the post-test. Do not forget, because that is one-way ticket to your certificate of participation at this cluster-wide training on the learning management system. How is that? So you have to comply all those. The Secretariat will gonna verify that. Once it's verified, you have to check by the weekend your certificate of participation on this cluster-wide training. Good luck. And of course, at this time, as we are all geared up and aware of the great efforts on the best practices, of course, he is now the Principal 1 of Gorgonio Tajo National High School on the first presentation schools in fighting COVID-19, clusters 1 and 3, Dr. Roberto R. Binag, School Principal 1 of Gorgonio Tajo National High School.
wasn't training when Noah built the ark, said Howard Raff. Disasters and calamities strike anytime, anywhere. You can never prepare enough in terms of emergencies. It is therefore imperative that a well-thought-of plan is at hand and is communicated to the different members of the school community to help stop, reduce, or lessen the impact. Ang sabi nga nila, mas ligtas ang may alam. And so, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present to you the different best practices of the schools in clusters 1 and 3 in battling COVID-19 pandemic.
It is a new way of life that is causing anxiety, yet the fear has never been too far from the surface. Hunger is a constant threat, and it's likely to become a new reality for many of those who have the least.
Gikabalakan.
Mas Department of Health Region 10 nga doon na isa ka pasyente ang nadala sa iligan nga nagpositibo sa COVID-19. Duwa usab ang nagpositibo ang nadala sa Amay Pakpak Medical Center kinsa walay mga nakita.
Gikalisangan.
Nga mag-asawa ang pinakaunang positibong kaso sa COVID-19 sa Davao City.
Gikahadlukan sa kadaghanan.
Kinsa giimong mitakas gikan sa Sarangani Province. Sumala sa staff sa IN, tulo daw ka rooms ang gikuha sa mga OFW ug migamit lang.
Pipila lamang kini sa mga reaksyon panahon kung dunay moabot nga kalamidad. Ug sama sa usa ka kawatan sa kagabion, moabot kuno kini nga dili mamatikdan. Putang nga angay gayud nga pangandaman. Ang Davao City National High School sulod sa pipila ka tuig nagpabiling aktibo sa papatuman og mga programa sulod sa tulungaan kabahin sa disaster risk reduction and management. Estudyante man o magtutudlo gibansay aron mahimong mabinantayon o galing moabot man ang bisan unsang matang sa kalamidad.
Ato gyapon gamiton ang social distancing kay dili man pwede nga dili ta mo evacuate kung naay linog. So magamit gyapon nato tong practice sa dati na practice nga wala pa ka pandemic. Kaya lang mag-apply ta og social distancing.
Og bisan pa man sa new normal setting ug hulga nga giatubang sa tibuok kalibutan karon gumikan sa COVID-19, wala gayud nagpatinag ang Davao City National High School niini. Gani mas gipakusgan pa sa Davao City High ang kampanya Batok Pandemya. Mismo ang mga personahe sa school clinic ang nanguna sa pagmuntar og mga tarpaulin sulod ug gawa sa tulungaan aron ni hingpit maedukar ang publiko kabahin sa hulga nga dala sa COVID-19. Mas gipakusyon usab sa City High ang information drive campaign niini. Pinaagi sa alternative media platform niini nga Teleradyo City High. Diin naglaraw nga mapasabot sa mga stakeholders ang mga mahinungdanang impormasyon kabahin sa global pandemic. Samtang gipasigar po usab niini ang new normal enrollment system, diin nagtanyag og duha ka managlahing pamaagi ang online enrollment ug on-site drop-box enrollment method. Diin gisiguro gayud ang kaluwasan sa mga stakeholders pinaagi sa pagpatuman sa mga safety protocols. Kamatigdan nga sa gate pa lang, doon na kining washing area alang sa tanang buot mosulod. Nakamuntar usab ang mga footpath aging pag-disinfect sa tanang mosulod gawa sa tulungaan. Doon na usay security personnel nga mohiling sa body temperature gamit ang thermal scanner ingon man mugiya sa paglagda sa COVID-19 tracer form. Nakapwesto usab ang mga naka-work on-site nga mga magtutudlo aron mopatunhay sa Dropbox enrollment procedure. Samtang tataw nga matagbuhatan, striktong gipatuman ang social distancing aron masiguro nga luwas ang tanan gikan sa COVID-19. Gawa sa mga stakeholders, gipaniguro sa Davao City High nga lupas sa peligro ang skeletal workforce niini. Busa kamatikdan nga ang mga personahe nakasulob og personal protective equipment sulod sa workstation. Mipahigayon usab og extensive campus-wide cleaning and disinfecting aron pasigurong COVID-free ang campus.
Davao City National High School nagpatigayon sa pagpakita og video presentation highlighting the best practices in connection with the celebration of the National Resilience Month 2020 with the theme Sama-samang pagsulong tungo sa katatagan ng bagong normal. This is to strengthen the advocacy campaign of the Department of Education through the Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Services on disaster preparedness. Atong gipaniguro ang health and safety sa atong mga teaching and non-teaching personnel kauban ang mga ginikanan o mga stakeholders against sa COVID-19.
Dili man matag-an ang dagan sa kalibutan, dili man magunitan ang diktas sa kinaiyahan, wala may kasiguraduhan ang atong kapalaran. Apan walay mawala kung kita andam kanunay, walay mawala kung kita magpabiling igmat ug atubangon ang hagit sa bag-ong panahon.
Good morning, everyone. I am Lucily Vilula, the DRM coordinator of Emilio Ramos National High School. Each day is a battle for all of us against an invisible enemy, which is the COVID-19. Positive cases and deaths are increasing each day, and there is no available vaccine yet. However, in these trying times, we can do something to help our frontliners in this immense battle. As the DRM coordinator of Emilio Ramos, I am encouraging everyone to follow health protocols such as first, frequent hand washing, second, the using of alcohols and any sanitary gel, third, maintaining at least 1 meter physical distance with others, then fourth, the using of required type of masks and shields, then fifth, undergoing body temperature check. And then 6 is observing proper cough etiquette. And then the last one is keeping a healthy lifestyle, such as doing an exercise or a proper diet. Let's do our full share in mitigating the spread of the virus by following these health protocols strictly. And keep safe, everyone, and let us beat COVID-19 as one. Thank you.
kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo, gawin na po ang karapat-dapat nang maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo, gawin na po ang karapat-dapat nang maging laging handa.
Gorgonio Tao Senior National High School adheres to the standard protocols mandated by the Interagency Task Force, as well as the Department of Education, City Mayor's Office, and other government agencies' issuances. GTS, NHS, School Health and Safety Standard.
Maglindol bagyo, mga kalamidad na likas sa ating mundo, napapahamak ang buhay at kabuhayan, kaya naman kailangan ng paghanda.
Number 1. There shall only be one entrance and exit points in and out of the campus. Number 2. 1 meter distancing shall be observed at all times within school premises. Number 3. All school personnel, students, parents, and visitors must wear face masks at all times. Number 4. Hand washing stations are installed at the entrance of the premises, where anyone who enters are required to wash hands with soap and water properly. Number 5. Any person entering the premises must step on the foot bath provided for 30 seconds, and tires of any vehicle shall be disinfected with a disinfecting spray.
Kaya naman hindi na dapat hintayin, unahan na habang di pa natataranta, maging handa, maging alerto, tungkulin ko ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo, gawin na po ang karapat-dapat nang maging laging handa. Tara na.
Number 6. Everyone entering the premises shall be assessed with the thermal scanners. The school will refuse entry to person with colds, cough, and or with high temperature registered. Number 7. School personnel with comorbidities, senior citizen, pregnant, and or below 21 years of age are not required to physically attend face-to-face classes. Please refer to DepEd Memorandum Number 43 Series of 2020. Number 8. Any personnel visiting one office to another must disinfect hands. Number 10. All students are required to follow all protocols mandated by the School Health and Safety Standard Plan indicated. And number 11. Teaching and non-teaching personnel shall temporarily use the log sheet as proof of attendance instead of biometric machine to avoid exposure of transmission. This is until such time the school shall be able to procure image-censored biometric machine.
Hi, good day. I am Priscel Marie D. Abad, the RRM Coordinator and the school clinic in charge of Gorgonio Tajo Senior National High School. We, at our community, gladly share with you our practices at school to help minimize, if not eradicate, the proliferation of COVID-19 in our area while reaching out to our students the quality service they truly deserve. As one disciplined community, we at school already are conditioning our minds to practice the guidelines mandated by the Department of Health and the Interagency Task Force as part of living the new normal. Disinfecting, physical distancing, and wearing of prescribed and effective PPEs are required as one enters the school vicinity. Let us all be reminded that in the midst of leniency in our protocols nowadays, during this trying time, is never an indication of reduced contamination in the air. So, let us all be safe. We shall heal as one, and may the Almighty God bless and protect us all. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to the school heads of clusters 1 and 3, schools of Davao City Division, for your fight against COVID-19. I know that you have done your best in order for us to have healthy schools, especially in this coming August 24, 2020, our school opening. The best kayo.
My courtesy to our DepEd officials and colleagues in the Department of Education. Maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. First and foremost, I hope you are all doing great during this time of pandemic. Please follow all the safety and health protocols issued by our government at our homes, school, and community. We must keep in mind that disasters and emergencies are still around the corner during this new normal setting. We must have plans and strategies on how to prepare, mitigate, respond, and recover during this time of pandemic. We must prioritize the safety of our families, colleagues, and students. Together with my partner, Raymond Pacquial, we keep on telling you this. The strength of the DRM program of the Division of Davao City lies in the active participation and implementation of DRM programs and activities of all the school community in this division. We are all in this towards building a resilient DepEd community. Thank you and be safe always.
COVID-19 halted world, the statistics of unfortunate rising cases continue to rise headlines across countries. Consequently, lockdowns and community quarantines have been implemented to contain the spread of the disease. While the government has been exhausting all possible means to fight COVID-19, our government also calls for cooperation among the people. Obedience to laws and self-regulation measures are expected from us. Cooperation, now more than ever, is best needed to combat the practices of the unseen enemy
the global pandemic. As COVID-19 grips humanity, faith in God, resilience, and compassion are among the values that we need to have in facing the challenge of the global pandemic. The battle against the scourge of the pandemic can only be hurdled if we unite as one. As leaders and educators, we have the noble mission to continue in initiating deep-end activities, programs, and projects that are geared to the good welfare of the learners and the entire DepEd community. In spite of the global health crisis we face, I encourage all school heads of clusters 1 and 3 to ensure that the health and safety of every teaching and non-teaching personnel are placed as the highest priority at all times. Following health protocols such as social distancing measures, the wearing of masks and our face shields, checking of temperature, preparation of food bags, and most importantly, the practice of regular hand washing must be upheld at all times. Furthermore, I intend to highlight the importance of cleanliness and orderliness in the workplace. Regular disinfection and religious observance of health protocols shall truly make a great difference. With this, I commend all school heads who already created initiative against COVID-19. Yet, at the same time, I wish to challenge everyone to be consistent and constant in their measures to fight the pandemic. Know that alone we can do nothing, but with God everything is possible. Let us be one in this battle. Together we are stronger. Together we can defeat COVID-19.
Thank you so much, Dr. Warlito Ihua, the Chief of the Education Support Services Division, Region 11, and of course, the man of the hour, our Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Winifredo E. Cagape, and of course, the DRRM coordinators in the Division of Davao City. To Dr. Roberto R. Binag, thank you so much, School Principal 1, Gorgonio Tajo National High School, for the best practices, the plans, the strategies of the 18 schools in clusters 1 and 3 for the standard protocol in the health measures, keeping us all safe at all times as we are all set in the coming of classes, August 24, 2020. And at this time, we have our ways forward by Jamaico C. Magayo, Senior High School teacher of the Davao City National High School. Thank you so much, Jamaica C. Magayo. And of course, I've read in the line that we are all moving on the same direction. We are heading on the same north. So with the given key elements of the most essential learning competencies as the application of the learning management system and the learning delivery modalities, and that is, we are heading on going to the school opening of classes on August 24, 2020. We are all set. And with our numerous efforts, surely Department of Education, together with our resilient teachers in clusters 1 and 3, our students will be of great help to this. Thank you once again, Jamaica C. Magayo. And of course, it is with a great pleasure at this time to have with us live on screen for our teacher participants in clusters 1 and 3 for your deeper awareness and expand more innovative ideas and solutions in regards to your questions, to your comments and suggestions. We have now our Araling Panlipunan Department Head of the Davao City National High School. He is actually at the same time our program flow manager on this cluster-wide training, Sir Jed I. Bete, together with our public schools district supervisor, the man of the hour, the brilliant man of this cluster-wide training, Dr. Winifredo E. Kagape. Hello, PSDS, Dr.
Good
Winifredo
morning
Kagape.
again.
Good morning
Good
again.
Good morning, Jed. Welcome back. We're here. Okay, Jed, ikaw na magtimon dyan, Jed.
All right, so good morning once again, Dr. Kagape, and also to Ms. Maureen Ava Acuña, our moderator for this morning session, and later also for our closing program. All right, so before anything else, Sir Fred, it was highlighted in the video presentation prepared by Jamaico Magayo that you will be having a Kapihan with PSDS. Can you tell us something or the details about this Kapihan with PSDS, sir?
Okay, kaning atong kapihan sa PSDS, this is one of the platforms that we in the clusters 1 and 3 will be able to disseminate, inform the public with regard to what we are doing here in clusters 1 and 3 in terms of yung preparation for the opening of classes on August 24, na learning modalities, yung ating mga LMS, lahat-lahat na. So therefore, before sana, hopefully, before the opening of classes, we can start the opening of this kapihan sa PSDS. Because I want all people of Davao City, particularly for clusters 1 and 3, to be informed about what we are doing in the school, the best practices of each school, doon sa ating, example, the RRM, fighting against COVID, yung ating capacity building up with regard to all teachers. Because this time, ang ating mga teachers is really parang skeptical sila kung ano ba talaga ang kailangang gagawin. But I believe that with the 5D training natin, marami na silang natutunan with regard to LMS, with regard to learning modalities, with regards to RBI, the radio-based instruction. Ano ba talaga ang ating gagawin sa mga teachers? At madami pang iba na mga issues and concerns na dapat dito sa kapihan sa PSDS i-inform ang atong mga magtutudlo, ang atong mga principals, especially our parents, because this time ang parents talaga play a vital role in the education of their own children. Dapat may connection. We have to build partnership. We have to build linkage among our parents. Kasi without them, papaano na pag modular modality yung pinili ng bata? Papaano na pa ang parents walang background in terms of teaching the discipline? Anong gagawin ng parents? Anong gagawin ng ating mga LGUs, ng ating mga barangay officials? Because there are barangays in Davao City na willing to help the school, willing to help the teachers in terms of the delivery of the module. So I know ang lahat ng mga principals are also preparing for the distribution of modules. So dito sa ating kapihan sa PSDS, madami tayong ihahayag, i-orient ang ating mga parents, mga teachers, mga school heads in clusters 1 and 3.
Yeah, we are also very excited for this Kapihan, Sir Fed, and I'd like to commend also your school heads in clusters 1 and 3, and because they are very supportive to your initiatives, to your projects, and to your plans in these two clusters, Sir Fred. No? Napaka-active ng iyong mga school heads, both from cluster 1 and cluster 3. And I guess, Sir Fred, one of the things that we'll be discussing for that Kapihan or pakikinabi with our teachers and as well as our parents is on the instructional plans, di ba? So this is one of the very important topics that was discussed during this 5-day training. In fact, we even invited our education program supervisor, Ms. Faye Pasamonte, to discuss the details of this instructional plan. And there are some questions coming from our teacher participants about this very specific topic kasi they are afraid, sir, because they have a lot of students. Take note that we are in a public education setup. So we are expecting a lot of students. Like for example, in Davao City National High School alone, we are expecting to have 15,000 learners in the opening of classes. So in other words, isang teacher, he or she will be handling, let's say for example, 6 sections with 60 learners. It doesn't mean, sir, nagagawa siya ng monitoring plan for all these 60 learners per section times ilang sections ang kanyang i-handle. How do we prepare this monitoring plan? Are we really required to come up with one individualized monitoring plan sa aming mga estudyante? Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I have to clarify this because baka mayroong may misconception, misunderstanding as regards to preparation of individual learning monitoring plan. As teacher, we have to monitor the progress of our learners, di ba? So, siguro sa elementary, kasi parang ano sila, self-contained sila pag grades 1 and 3, pwede sila doon. But I understand the flight, the emotions, and talagang nag-aso-aso ang reaction ng ating mga teachers with
Yeah, that's
regard
right.
to the preparation of the learning monitoring plan. Sir, how about, sir, if I'm teaching, I'm handling 200 kids, what should I do? Do I need to make individual monitoring plan? No. Hindi kailangan magawa ka ng individual monitoring plan. As I said, ito ating monitoring plan, ito talaga ang parang um, serve as feedback data for learners who are provided with intervention activities. Ito, feedback data. So, if you are giving formative tests, summative tests, di ba? So, dito sa ating monitoring plan, alam mo na as teacher, kung anong pagkukulang ng mga bata in terms of the concept or skills that you want to learn manifest for that particular quarter. So, ngayon, as teacher, kailangan pag-isipan mo ng mabuti, maigi, kung sino lang sa kanila ang gagawan mo ng individual learning monitoring plan. In other words, if your learners will be able to understand, will be able to show yung talagang
Or acquire the most
acquired
essential competency.
Yes, may skills na na-develop ang bata based on the MELT natin. So there is no need for you to make an individual learning monitoring plan. Check na yon. Although I am planning to modify it, kasi what I want you to, na hindi kayo mahirapan mga teachers. I believe, I understand. Kasi example, pag values teacher ka, values education teacher ka, di ba, ang ating load, minimum load is 12 loads.
That's correct. That's
12
correct.
sections to 15 sections. So, anong gagawin mo dyan? If you're handling 500 kids, and you are, di ba, mandated to make an individual learning monitoring plan, wala ka na trabaho, wala ka na mahimo, kundi mag-monitor na lang, magsulat na lang. Kadtong mga batang imong gibagsak, mao to himuang-himuan og individual learning monitoring plan para matabangan ang bata, para you can provide with appropriate specific intervention activities to help the bata pass the subject. Yun. Hindi kailangan, example, if you have 50, if you only have 10 or 5 learners na talagang bumagsak sa iyo at hindi naintindihan, si 5 lang ang gagawan mo ng individual learning monitoring plan. Okay? So yung 45, wala na yan. Kasi nakasabot na sila. So, wala problema.
So that's very clear na po. So sa mga teacher participants natin, I know that is one of the concerns that you have while listening to the presentation. I think that was during the second day or third day of this training. So uulitin po natin, we are doing this monitoring. And I'd like to clarify also based from the statement of our PSDS, of course, as teachers, we're expected to monitor our learners. Mapa-bright man or yung medyo nahuhuli based on the result of their assessment, we have to monitor all of them. However, in the preparation of the monitoring plan, we will only focus on those learners na nalag behind. And that will be based on the result of their formative assessment and their summative assessment. So, alisin na natin sa isipan yung conception natin or misconception natin na all our learners will be have this one-page monitoring form. So, di ba, medyo burdensome yan on the part of the teachers. But it's good also to note that our PSDS, our cluster head, Dr. Winifredo E. Kagape, is planning to come up a contextualized template which is easier to prepare on the part of the teacher. Am I correct, Sir Fred?
Tama, Jen, tama.
All right. So another thing also, sir, is one of the questions also raised by our audience, our teacher participants, is on the individual work week accomplishment report. So we have
IWAR.
Yes, the IWAR. Of course, we are all required to submit this IWAR. Do you have something to clarify about this individual work week accomplishment report that we submitted by teachers, Sir Fred? Go ahead.
Okay. Itong IWAR natin, especially pag work from home ka, work requirement talaga, or even you are on site, para for us is school heads to know anong pinagagawa mo dyan sa bahay ninyo, sa office ninyo. Pero dito, I have to clarify because one person na nagtatanong, Sir, my department head or school heads required us to submit a reflection. Wala lang reflection dyan ha. Kung sa mga grad school ka sa Holy Cross or sa USEP, wala na siya. Reflection is not sana siya, a requirement as a part of your attendance dito. Your mere, di ba, you nagwa kasi mo attendance sa webinar, enough na yun. Pero if your principal is requiring you to submit reflection, tell them, no ma'am. Kasi I just simply write in my IWAR that attended webinar on LMS rollout for clusters 1 and 3. That's enough. So wala nang reflection dyan i-required ng PSDS so far.
So in other words, sir, the teachers will just have to accomplish the template because the template for this individual work week accomplishment report is already provided to them. All they have to do is to fill it up, write their name, their position, the dates, and their accomplishments for each day. Tama po ba, sir?
Para hindi mahirapan yung mga teachers natin dyan. Di ba? 1 page lang yan.
Opo.
So hindi kailangan ng 200 words na reflections. Walang ganyan ha. Unless nag-aaral ka ng grad school, ay reflection talaga. Dito sa atin, huwag pahirapan ang teachers. Okay?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So we'd like to encourage also our viewers right now who are watching with us live via YouTube to post your questions if you have other concerns and clarifications. But for now, sir, with regards to maybe I'd like to also grab this opportunity, sir, to inform all our teachers, especially in Davao City National High School, that by Monday, we will be having our orientation with our parents. So it will be done virtually. So we will be making use of our Facebook page, the official Facebook page of Davao City National High School for this virtual orientation to our parents and other stakeholders. So dapat we have to invite na, especially our advisors. We have to communicate with our students as early as now, communicate with our students and also our learners, inform them about these scheduled activities coming this Monday. Because, Sir Fred, just like what Ma'am Evelyn Magno, our dear principal, said, that we are set to distribute our modules next week. So we are now on the process of reproduction. We are reproducing our modules in all learning areas, in all grade levels, so that by August 24, handang-handa na ang Davao City National High School. Sabi nga nila, handang bukas or handang isip, handa bukas. Davao City High Clusters 1 and 3, handang-handa na.
Tama ka, Jed. Tama ka, Jed. Kailangan part yun ng kanilang learning continuity plan. As I said last Monday, na ang bawat school ng cluster 1 and 3 ay meron silang contextualized learning continuity plan. Aside from na mayroon tayong central office, region, division, I really encourage all school heads. In fact, may mga copies sila dito sa office ko sa kanilang contextualized learning continuity plan. One of the items there is to conduct a parent orientation.
That's correct.
As regard to yung distribution, handling sa module, para talagang aware ating parents with regard to the role as the second teachers at home. Sila talaga second teachers at home because they were the ones teaching and guiding their kids.
They have a very important role to play. And we'd like also to remind our parents who will be coming not only to City High, but also to other schools in clusters 1 and 3 to always observe our health protocols. You are not allowed to enter the campus without wearing your face mask. And if possible, you wear your face shield because I think we will all be required to wear it by August 15 this year. So if we would like to come to Davao City High or any other schools in clusters 1 and 3, you're all expected to observe the health and proper protocols. All right, another one, Sir Fred, is speaking of learning modules, we have received communication from the LRMS because as of now, sir, we have been receiving modules locally made, prepared by teachers in Davao City, and at the same time, there are also modules prepared or coming from the central office. So, alin ba sa dalawa, sir, ang ipiprint ng mga school heads sa kanilang mga eskwelahan para i-distribute sa kanilang mga estudyante? Are we going to print to reproduce the division-wide SLMs or self-learning modules or the self-learning modules provided by the central office?
Okay, doon sa memorandum, we have to prioritize the central office module. But again, ipiprint din natin yung ating mga nasa division module serve as supplementary materials. Kahit na mayroon kayong sa school, di ba, may school module kayo na ginawa, pwede i-print natin for as long as you are aligning activities doon sa ating MELC. So, kailangan natin focus natin yung dapat lahat ng activities, lahat ng teaching natin, concepts are taken from the MELC. So, yung ating central office, ipiprint natin. Yung ating division LR produced modules, ipiprint natin because these are all supplementary materials.
Yeah. So, clarify ko lang, sir, we will be printing the division-wide SLMs as supplementary materials. But what will be prioritized for distribution to our learners will be the self-learning modules prepared by our colleagues from the central office.
Kasi may mga module mag-gen na ginawa ng teacher. Pero kailangan to quality assure, kailangan dadaan ng LRMDS. Yung lahat ng modules para may assure tayo na that module is of quality.
That's
so
correct.
Ngayon, ipiprint yan para sa teachers consumption.
All right, Sir Fred. And maybe, sir, we are expected really to give these modules to our learners by August. Not by August 24. In fact, it should be before August 24 so that by that time, during the opening of classes, may module na yung ating mga estudyante. That's why not only parents, all class advisors and non-advisors must work hand in hand in the distribution because not only in the distribution, Sir Fred, because we also consider the retrieval of these learning modules as one of the challenges that we will also experience in the upcoming weeks. So,
if possible, Jed, you can start distributing the module next week na. Para you have enough time to yung mga bata, enough time to read ahead of the topic or the competency for this coming open of class on August 24. So para naman lahat ng mga teachers are also really prepared for what to do for the next first quarter.
Correct.
So kailangan talaga i-prepare ang mga bata, i-prepare ang teacher. Kailangan hindi mahirapan din ang teacher in terms of monitoring the progress of their learners. Kailangan talaga yun.
That's right, sir. And today it's August 7. Am I correct? August 7?
Yes.
Actually, sir, hindi ko na matandaan ang date. Ang alam ko lang today is day 5 of our training. Anyway, we only have few days left. So, hopefully, sir, itong mga natitirang araw before August 24, magamit talaga ng teacher sa pag-prepare kung ano ang dapat na i-prepare. We are hoping, sir, I'm speaking as a teacher, we hope that the teachers will now focus on what is important, what is essential. Tsaka na lang yung mga trivial na hindi pa pwede or hindi pa urgent. So we have to prepare ourselves, all our instructional materials so that by August 24, handang-handa na tayo. And we would like also to maybe strongly encourage our colleagues in the field to start having their LMS account. Pwede na nilang i-upload yung mga materials nila, sir, sa kanilang LMS.
Yes.
Para at least those who have internet connections at home, those who have gadgets, cell phones, or laptops can have access to these learning materials. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, Jen. Ganito. You have to prepare the materials. They can upload now in their LMS. All activities there sa LMS natin. Dapat lahat ng teachers will prepare a rubric for every evaluation. Kailangan talaga yun. So, gone were the days yung talagang check X. They have to embrace, you have to implement the rubric because for you to be able to really gauge the performance of your learners, be online, whatever modalities, whatever platform, Moodle, Google Classroom, Schoology, edmoduga.com, whatever LMS that they are implementing, for as long as the materials is really assured, quality assured materials, and all activities are understandable by the students, and all activities must be able to lahat ma-comply ng bata. Kailangan as teacher, you have to make sure that the activities must be aligned again doon sa ating MELC. And I know the modules that you are preparing sa divisions, sa central office, talagang parang as if you are communicating with your learners.
Yeah,
Para sa
it's
akin,
self-directed.
self-directed module. Para sa akin naman, pag module lang siya, when nobody is teaching them, when nobody is discussing the topic, parang mahirap yun. For online classes, it's very easy because you can directly discuss the topic, be online, synchronous, or asynchronous. What if for modular? Nobody is discussing, nobody is giving them feedback right away. So dito, I am planning, Jed, na talagang we have to embrace, if modular, we have to implement radio-based instruction. RBI tayo. Para yung anchor ng ating radio anchor natin will be able to discuss the topics for that whole week, the milk for that whole week. So in other words, yung role ng teacher doon sa booth na atong radio station booth natin will be discussing the whole content of that most essential competency for that particular week. As regards to the activities, nandun can be found in the module. So therefore, it's now the work of the teacher to follow up what their students are doing in terms of the activities found in the module.
Correct.
So
That's right, sir. I actually agree with you, sir. No? In fact, very limited yung time natin. If we can find partners from our media friends, I'm pretty sure na magiging limited rin yung ating airtime when we broadcast our lesson. So we, sa pagkakaintindi ko po sa inyong statement, we would like to, as much as possible, focus on the content when we broadcast.
Yes.
Focus on the content, on the attainment of the most essential learning competency intended for that week. Ganito.
Yes.
So, i-clarify lang natin sir, kasi yung naipakita natin yesterday, what we presented yesterday, yung especially yung kay Super Arnel from the DXG and Super Radio, meron lang yung twist, but actually, in the actual radio-based instruction, as much as possible, we will not entertain mga personal na mga concerns, mga tawag mula sa mga spouse or mga asawa or husband.
Anyway, that was a vlog.
Vlog lang yan. Baka isipin ng mga teacher participants na, bitaw no, pag mag-radio based, what if mo tawag? So, ayun, sample. Vlog yun siya ni Sir Arnel of Super Radio GMA Davao. But of course, in the actual setup, just like in the actual classroom setting, di ba sir, when we go face-to-face, discuss our lessons, as much as possible, we will not be using cell phones for personal concerns, di ba?
Yes.
So, ganyan din ang mangyayari sa radio-based instruction. We will just make use of our airtime, focus on the discussion of the concepts aligned to the most essential learning competencies. And I'd like also to capture what you mentioned, sir, this alignment. And it's good also to note that our self-learning modules are all aligned to our most essential learning competencies. So this alignment, congruency, linearity, these are all same terminologies, and these are all observed in our self-learning modules.
Yes.
And you also made mention of the rubrics, Sir Fred. It's good also to note, Sir Fred, that our self-learning modules contains these rubrics to guide not only our learners, but also our teachers in assessing the performance of the students. And speaking of rubrics, Sir Fred, we're talking about now of assessment. I just want to confirm, Sir Fred, because one of the topics that was discussed by USEC San Antonio is magre-release daw ang DepEd Central Office ng specific classroom assessment that will suit to our new normal setup. Do you have anything to say about this assessment, Sir Fred? Because I'm pretty sure our teachers are now asking, how do we rate them? Paano yung performance task? In the old normal, we are required or expected to implement this cooperative learning, collaboration. They will be grouped together. How about in this new normal setup? What will happen, Sir Fred?
Okay, I think let's wait for that memorandum. And I believe that we cannot no longer use the old dip in order with regard to assessment, di ba? Because iba na ngayon ang setup natin, new normal na tayo. So hopefully before the end of this quarter, first quarter, mayroon na yung bagong assessment template ng ating DepEd. Kasi para sa akin, mahirap if we're going to follow what is the old template or yung old assessment natin.
Existing
Yung 360 natin, mahirap yun. Parang performance task, good for online ka. Because they can, di ba, they can model directly to the teacher with regard to what they want the teacher to perform sa kanilang mga bata. How about modular? Paano ang performance task? So ngayon, para sa akin, simple lang muna tayo. So lahat ng activities ng ating modules nandoon, dapat the learner has to answer it. Then they have to turn in that the following week para ma-test, ma-correct ng teacher yung sagot ng mga bata. So wala pa tayong new different order for assessment. So let's hope na before the end of this quarter talagang sila bigay na ating assessment ng bata for this new normal environment.
That's correct, Sir Fred. So sa mga kaibigan natin, sa mga fellow teachers natin in clusters 1 and 3, hintay-hintay muna tayo for this DepEd order that will be issued maybe, hopefully, before the end of the first quarter by the central office.
Jed,
go ahead.
Going back to the radio-based instruction, kahapon nakita ko really appreciate the Jen Garcia's experience of radio-based. Congratulations to Mrs. Elizabeth Neo Jacobe for the job well done. So nakita ko talaga yung effort ng Leon Garcia. Nakita ko doon na maayong teleradyo na yon. I really find it very important. Parang okay siya kasi pwede yung output ng Leon Garcia, pwede siya i-upload sa Facebook, pwede sa YouTube, pwede sa ibang CD, lahat-lahat na kahit na not real time, the bata will be able to understand the concept, holding a module, maintindihan ng bata. So dito din sa ating radio-based instruction, if possible, it should be recorded for us to check the content, the quality of content ng i-deliver ng ating mga teacher. Kasi pag live siya, tama Jen, baka may tumatawag na mga asawa nila, anak nila, o may manok nagtugaok dito. So kailangan recorded yon para mag-check ang quality. Now, it's now the role of the master teacher to check the quality, the content of the topic to be delivered by yung magdi-deliver doon sa radio station. So lahat, pag teleradyo ka, pwede sa Facebook, sa YouTube, at the same time, pwede siya sa radio. So it must be recorded. So ngayon, I really like RBI. Of course, hindi natin makalimutan yung ating LMS para sa mga online, offline learners who opted to have this, yung kanilang learning modality. Pero yung pag modular ka, dapat mayroon silang i-blend natin, blended learning. Kailangan may RBI tayo for our students to be able to understand the concept well.
So based from our discussion, sir, I realized that among all the learning delivery modalities, the most essential, ang pinaka-importante is the printed module.
Yes, tama Jen. Ang printed module talaga.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Ang printed module talaga ang pinaka-base natin. Kasi kahit online ka, what items you are uploading sa LMS natin are found in the module. Natin sa module natin. Pag modular ka, RBI ka, TV-based ka, module ang pinaka-core mo. So dito sa module na ito, kailangan, kung i-blend mo ito, kailangan maintindihan ng bata. So yung ating mga anchor, yung ating mga nagdi-discuss dyan sa radio station, kailangan, as I said kanina, they have to focus on the most learning competency to be taught in that particular week. Kasi in one quarter, there are 8 weeks, di ba? Yeah. So, kailangan 8 weeks. So, dito, sabi ko kanina sa mga principals, okay, this time, I'm going to challenge Davao City National High School. No, yun. Kasi most of our learners opted to prefer modular. Di ba? Modular ang learning modality. So, therefore, majority ng bata is modular. Kailangan i-blend natin sa radio-based or TV-based or teleradyo. Sabi ko, City High will first do the RBI for first quarter. Bangoy will be doing second quarter. Walang problema kasi may module naman. Gagawa ka ng script, di ba? Ang third quarter, Bernardo Carpio at saka Kamantian. Because you have all the people, very expert people doon sa ano, di ba? Then, ang fourth quarter, Santa Ana. So, walang problema. So, we will be blending our modalities from modular to radio-based or TV-based. So, yun. A great challenge on all the schools I mentioned kasi kayo ang gagawa ng yung taping, yung recording, lahat-lahat na found in the module.
Okay, so challenge ngayon yan sa mga teachers and master teachers because they are going to prepare the script. Hindi kasi pwedeng basahin lang yung module, i-broadcast sa radyo. You have to convert that into script, but good thing, Sir Fred, is we have already the module and the module itself is conversational in nature.
Yes.
Habang binabasa actually ni bata yung module, para siya nakikipag-usap sa kanyang teacher. Yun po.
Yes, yes.
So, hindi na mahirap on the part of the teacher and the script writer na i-convert yung module into script.
Yes.
Ang role lang ngayon ni master teacher is to make sure na yung konsepto, yung script nila is naka-align talaga sa module na galing din sa most essential learning competency.
Tama. Tapos, doon, pag teleradyo, ayusin ang dyan sa school yan. Kaya para, alam mo na, ang ating mga millennial learners, ay yung pagka-deliver, pagpangit, ang dami-dami negative comments sa kanila. So, in other words, again, it's now the role of the head teachers, master teachers, to really ensure the quality of yung delivery ng teacher doon sa ating radio-based at sa ating TV-based instruction. Yun. So, may bago pa din. So, as your cluster head, cluster supervisor of 1 and 3, so I am planning na lahat ng schools ng clusters 1 and 3, may uniform class schedule. Mahirap kasi doon, magbe-blending tayo. Example, City High, first period, English, Santa Ana, Filipino, Leon, Math, Tamantian, Values Education. Paano yan dyan ang yun, di ba, ang ating radio base? Dapat lahat ng schedule from City High to Patima to Gorgonio Tahoe, papare-pareho. Example, 7:30 to 8:30, English. Yan. English lahat.
So, simultaneous.
Simultaneous para doon sa ating radio-based instruction. Para lahat sila makinig. Yan.
Okay. Sige, sir. So anyway, sir, I believe you'll be having a meeting with the school heads of clusters 1 and 3 to discuss your plans about this one. All right, sir. I'm actually monitoring the comments from our friends in this live chat sa ating YouTube. Isa-segue ko na lang po kasi may nagtanong po on report card ng mga bata. I-reiterate ko lang, sir, na this will be, I believe, this will be part of the DepEd order on classroom assessment. So, we cannot answer this actually unless may DepEd order na po coming from the central office. Because yung assessment, how are we going to do with the modules, paano i-rate yung bata, all of these things will be incorporated in the DepEd order that will be released by the central office, as well as the giving of grades, because feedback giving of the scores or the grades of the students is part of assessment and evaluation.
I think, Jed, huwag mo na lang isipin yung report card na yan. Ang isipin ng lahat ng teachers, yung kanang preparation, handa na ba kayo? Yun, handa na ba kayo, mga kaguruan ng clusters 1 and 3?
Correct.
And this coming August 24, handa na ba kayo na mag-follow up sa inyong mga estudyante sa kanilang mga modules, sa kanilang mga activities? Kailangan yon. So, sir, wala kaming load. Sir, wala kaming ganyan, di ba? Ang ating Elizabeth or ACF natin, approve na lahat ng teacher, all teachers from elementary, secondary, ay bigyan kayo ng Wi-Fi modem na yan.
Home prepaid Wi-Fi.
Yes, home.
So, hindi lang top 1 advocate ang makakatanggap ng Wi-Fi, Sir Fred.
Lahat ng teachers.
Pwede na yung daling attendance.
Wala na attendance. Everybody can will be provided with that home power. Yung modem na Wi-Fi modem na talaga. So, sponsored by ng ating LGU natin. through SAF. So walang problema. So load na rin kulang. Hopefully, the school, may memorandum na i-charge doon sa MOO yung load. Pwede na. Let's hope. Let's wait.
Yeah, because as mentioned by our Superintendent, Sir Fred, hopefully magre-release din ang DepEd Central Office ng guidelines with regards to that matter. Because we
Yes.
have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that in the Department of Education, we really adhere to the orders and guidelines coming from the central office. So whatever we do here in the field, in the division, must all be aligned with the orders coming from our top management, from the central office.
Oh, yes, yes.
But for
Dapat
now,
lahat ating mga expenses dapat should be approved by the COA. Kasi si COA ngayon ang mag-disapprove, approve ng ating mga activity expenses ng school.
Correct.
Yun. Dapat may legal basis na DepEd order.
Alright, so Sir Fred, patikim pa lang to ng Kapihan with PSDS.
Yes. Madami pa tayong aabangan sa ating Kapihan sa PSDS. Lahat na ng mga issues of concerns na mga best practices ng school ay ating i-broadcast dito sa ating Kapihan sa PSDS.
Dapat yan nating abangan. And speaking of abangan, we will welcome back on screen Ma'am Ava, our moderator of this Day 5 Cluster Training. Ma'am Ava, take it away.
Handa na ba tayo? That was definitely the highlight. Dili pahirapan ng mga teachers. That's Dr. Kagape of 2020. You heard it right. This is in a collaborative effort among clusters 1 and 3. Thank you so much, Sir Jed Aibete, the program coordinator on this cluster-wide training. And of course, Dr. Winifredo E. Kagape, the Public Schools District Supervisor of clusters 1 and 3, together with the school heads and our resilient teachers. It is in our ardent hope that our teacher participants are the key players at the academe on the quest of the quality, accessible, relevant, and equitable education for all, as we can identify our step forward delivering positive results. Thank you so much to our LGU and of course to our stakeholders. And of course at this time, Sir Jed, I have the shout outs because today is the MOL of the Santa Ana National High School. Our senior high school officer in charge, Mr. Rayu Pactor, celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, sir. And of course, Dr. Michael Tumila and Dr. Jed Acero. Thank you so much to Mr. Patrick Masculino, who is also watching today, of course, because he belongs to this Clusters 1 and 3 webinar. Mr. Irvin Sardi Binka, and of course, we have Annalyn Turno, Arnold Jeff Tulabing, and Mr. Jafmar Palawan today. Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez, our school principal 4. Thank you so much, sir. Our training manager, and to the rest of the teachers, to our administrative officer, Madam Shirley S. Gino, and of course, the rest of the teachers and the non-teaching personnel. Thank you so much. And of course, at this time, we are really blissful with the great contributions and numerous efforts of our versatile and multi-skilled resource teacher simulators in our clusters 1 and 3 training of teachers on the learning management system. It is in no doubt with great ideology, the vision and enthusiasm of our teachers. In the opening of classes comes August 24, 2020. I know we are all set, gearing towards sulong edukalidad, abante, clusters 1 and 3. This has been Maureen Ava Biacunia of the Santa Ana National High School. We have to pause for a short break and we have our closing program in a little while.
sabay na babangon, sama-samang nahon, ihanda ang sarili sa hamon. Ipakipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan na katuon para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Di ba kailangan mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, kahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Kristiyano at katutubo, isang hanggarin sa patubo, ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa iyo.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito ang normal, online learning at modular. Di ba kailangan mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, kahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Isang alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan sa bawat oras at panahon, magpakailanman. Hangat palagi ng ating paaralan ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat sabay-sabay,
pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Di ba kailangan mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, mahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Laging handa. Laging handa. Bahatag tuyot, sunog, lindol, bagyo, mga kalamidad na likas sa ating mundo. Napapahamak ang buhay at kabuhayan, kaya naman kailangan ngang paghandaan.
Maging handa, maging alerto, tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo, gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo, gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging
aktibidad ay maaasahang darating.
Sa di inaasahang oras,
Kaya naman hindi na dapat hintayin. Unahan na habang di pa natataranta.
maging handa, maging alerto.
Tungkulin ko ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya
Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat nang maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat nang maging laging handa. Suriin mo mabuti ang iyong kapaligiran. Saan ka ba nakatira? Diyan ba ay bumabaha? Tuwing gamot pagkain, kumot pang sindi, first aid kit. Mga gamit panligtas ng buhay dapat mabitbit. At sakaling lumindol o sumabog ang duka, meron bang matagdaanan palayo sa kasawian? Panahon na ay malupit at ang hangin hagupit. Mabuti na lang na tayo ay laging nakahanda. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat nang maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat nang maging laging handa.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Education with the support of World Vision Development Foundation.
Sabay na babangon, sama-samang ahon. Ihanda ang sarili sa hamon. Ipatipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan na katuon. Para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik eskwela na naman, isa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Di ba kailangan mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, kahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong buhok, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Kristiyano at katutubo, isang hanggarin sa patungo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo.
Balik eskwela na naman, isa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Di ba kailangan mag-face to face, gamit na cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, mahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob sa bagong normal, sa bagong
Isang alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan sa bawat oras at panahon, mapakailanman. Hangat palagi ng ating paaralan ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat sabay-sabay,
pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang new normal, online learning ang modular. Di pa kailangan mo face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio place. Yakapin ang pagbabago, mahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Laging handa. Laging handa. Bahatag tuyot, sunog, lindol, bagyo, mga kalamidad na likas sa ating mundo. Napapahamak ang buhay at kabuhayan, kaya naman kailangan ng paghandaan.
Maging handa, maging alerto, tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Laging handa.
Kalamidad ay maaasahang darating
Sa di inaasahang oras,
kaya naman hindi na dapat hintayin. Unahan na habang di pa natataranta.
maging handa, maging alerto, tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Suriin mo mabuti ang iyong kapaligiran. Saan ka ba nakatira? Diyan ba ay bumabaha? Tuwing gamot, pagkain, kumot, pang sindi, first aid kit, mga gamit panligtas ng buhay dapat mabitbit. At sakaling lumindol o sumabog ang bigka, meron bang matagdaanan palayo sa kasawian? Panahon na ay malupit at ang hangin hagupit. Mabuti na lang na tayo ay laging nakahanda. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Education with the support of World Vision Development Foundation.
sabay na babangon, sama-samang ahon, ihanda ang sarili sa hamon. Ipakipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan na katuon para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik-eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Di pa kailangan mag-face-to-face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, mahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong buhok sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Kristiyano at katutubo, isang hanggarin sa patubo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa iyo.
Balik-eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Di pa kailangan mag-face-to-face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, mahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong luhod sa bagong normal, sa bagong
Isang alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan sa bawat oras at panahon, mapakailanman. Hangat palagi ng ating paaralan ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik-eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat sabay-sabay,
pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Di pa kailangan mag-face-to-face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, mahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong buhok sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Laging handa. Laging handa. Baha, tagtuyot, sunog, lindol, bagyo, mga kalamidad na likas sa ating mundo. Napapahamak ang buhay at kabuhayan, kaya naman kailangan ng paghandaan.
Maging handa, maging alerto, tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Laging handa.
Kalamidad ay maaasahang darating.
Sa di inaasahang oras,
Kaya naman hindi na dapat hintayin. Unahan na habang di pa natataranta.
maging handa, maging alerto.
Tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya
Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat nang maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat nang maging laging handa. Suriin mo mabuti ang iyong kapaligiran. Saan ka ba nakatira? Diyan ba ay bumabaha? Tuwing ka magpagkain, kumot pang sindi, first aid kit. Mga gamit pangligtas ng buhay dapat mabitbit. At sakaling lumindol o sumabog ang bigka, meron bang matagdaanan palayo sa kasawian? Panahon na ay malupit at ang hangin hagupit. Mabuti na lang na tayo ay laging nakahanda. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Education with the support of World Vision Development Foundation.
Sabay na babangon, sama-samang ahon. Ihanda ang sarili sa hamon. Ipatipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan na katuon. Para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik-eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Di pa kailangan mag-face-to-face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, mahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong buhok, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Kristiyano at katutubo, isang hanggarin sa patubo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa iyo.
Balik-eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Di pa kailangan mo face to face. Gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin ang pagbabago. Mahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang inyong loob. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong
Isang alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan sa bawat oras at panahon. Magpakailanman, hangat palagi ng ating paaralan ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat sabay-sabay,
pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang new normal.
This is our closing program on the training of teachers and the learning management system. The training has unceasingly realizing its importance to produce the functional and supervise our teachers provided with the most essential learning competencies and the abilities for the prevailing love of learning and continue its focus in the quest on the access to quality and relevant education for all. We will sing our Makabayan song, and this is followed with our prayer of the Davao City National High School.
Visayas at Mindanao ngayon ay nagkakaisa. Sabay-sabay natutugon sa hamon ng panahon. Damhin mo na ang pag-asang sumasali sa bawat isa. Pagmamahal sa bayan na sa Diyos ang tanging sagot nila. Bangon Pilipinas, ngayon ang panahon. Bangon Pilipinas, tumugon sa hamon. Itaas sa diwagayway ang bandilang pinaglaban. Bangon Pilipinas, ang sigaw ng bayan.
Help from PCOO and other communications platforms para malaman itong bagong paningin natin sa edukasyon.
Pandemic or sadness in our personal lives, let us be brave because that is the trait of the Filipino people.
More livable in your faith, as long as you are in good faith.
Bangon Pilipinas, ngayon ang panahon. Bangon Pilipinas, tumugon sa hamon. Itaas sa diwagayway ang bandilang pinaglaban. Bangon Pilipinas, ang sigaw ng bayan. Bangon Pilipinas, ngayon ang panahon. Bangon Pilipinas, tumugon sa hamon. Itaas sa diwagayway ang bandilang pinaglaban. Bangon Pilipinas, ang sigaw ng bayan. Bangon Pilipinas, ang sigaw ng bayan. Bangon Pilipinas, ang sigaw ng bayan. Muna mong matulos tiya't langit, tumamalikeng kalibutan ngupog kalimot. Lawen bibukid bedagat, may grasya poglos. Salamat naman sa mulat ng aking mga mata. Agad akong nanalangin para makausap ka. Pupunta ng simbahan kasama ang pamilya. Walang ibang iniisip kundi ikaw lamang. alay sa'yo, Panginoon. Sandigan ko, minamahal at sinasamba kita.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Rahmanirrahim. Malik Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladina an'amta alaihim. Ghairil maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amin.
Ama namin sumasalangit ka. Sinasamba namin ang ngalan mo. Ikaw ang dahilan kung bakit kami ay lumalaban. Hinahangad namin ang kapayapaan ng lahat. Ang pagkakaisa ng bawat tao, tulong-tulong sa bawat laban. Gabayan niyo ang aming kinikilos. Kami patawarin mo sa mga salang ginawa ng sangkatauhan. Hinihingi ang iyong pagmamahal at karunungan. O Diyos Jesucristo na makapangyarihan, sa ngalan ng Ama, Anak, Espiritu Santo. Amen.
Lumalaban sa problema na aming nadadatnan. Ngunit Panginoon, nandyan ka sa aming tabi, umarawan o gumabi. Panginoon, salamat sa lahat. Ang awit kong ito'y alay sa'yo, Panginoon. Sandigan ko, minamahal at sinasamba kita. Panginoon, salamat sa lahat. Ang awit kong ito'y alay sa'yo, Panginoon. Sandigan ko, minamahal at sinasamba kita.
Okay, we're back live once again, and that Makabayan song, originally composed by Miss Catherine L. Pasco, special program and the arts teacher of the Davao City National High School, with image stylist Melchen Garcia, the production coordinator John Reeve Akyatan, editor cameraman Steven Martinez, video director Marky Nareto, and content director Edmond Superada. And of course, at this time, we are back with Mr. Roger Pialago, MAPE Department, Head Teacher 5 of the Santa Ana National High School, will be going to speak on behalf of the Top 5 Watch Advocates this morning, on behalf of Dr. Riwel A. Alvarez, our School Principal 4 of the Santa Ana National High School. Sir Roger Pialago, please take it away.
We have here another set of winners for Watch Advocates. Congratulations to the following teachers: Iris Dinopol, Cabantian National High School; Sheila Vernate from Erico Nograles National High School; Joanna Santarin from Erico Nograles National High School; Frolin Yap from Cabantian National High School; and Dalia Maglasang from Cabantian National High School. Congratulations once again.
Okay, congratulations once again to the top 5 Watch Advocates winners of this webinar just this morning. And of course, prizes are at stake. We have our globe home prepaid Wi-Fi, and of course for the top one, and the 100 peso load to the top two to five. So this is it. Congratulations to the Watch Advocates. Thank you so much, Mr. Roger Pialago. And of course, at this time, we do also have special awards from the school head of Pablo Lorenzo National High School and Fatima Integrated School with the Early Birds by Dr. Romeo I. Ticar. Congratulations to the following teachers. We have Glenn Deo Diaz, Rosalie Pondar, Ace John Kibuyen, Igeliza Reducto, and Elaine Diaz. Congratulations to our watch advocates and of course to Dr. Romeo I. Ticar, Pablo Lorenzo National High School winners. Thank you so much. And at this time, we are very much fortunate and blessed because we have our ever supportive Congressman Vince J. Garcia on his message.
A very warm welcome to you, our participants in today's closing program on the cluster-wide training on learning management system. Before, whenever technology was brought up as a point of discussion, the conversation would be focused on whether technology should be used in learning. Now, with the global pandemic that we are facing, the dialogue has shifted to how we can use technology to serve as the platform and supplement to the learning. Today, we are facing the questions on how do we use technology to our advantage in the field of educating the younger generation. When the outbreak of COVID-19 first hit the country, every stakeholder in this sector was faced with the dilemma of how to ensure the safety and health of students, teachers, and their families, and how to ensure that the children continue to be educated. With the virus being highly contagious, sustaining the mode of learning we've been using for so long is out of the question. Face-to-face and physical conduct of classes would endanger the safety and health of our students and teachers. But at the same time, we cannot afford to halt educating the younger generation. They are, after all, the hope of our country and the leaders of the future generation. More than ever, we need to continue to rear and nurture their minds and hearts to equip them for the challenges they will be facing. For this reason, we cannot falter in our commitment to educate and support the youth as the Constitution itself mandates. In reconciling these two duties to protect both the safety of our citizens and the education of our youth, we seem to be provided a solution by the far advancements that technology has reached. Today, technology is increasingly being used to expand the limits and scope of learning. This holds true, especially today as we are facing a global pandemic. Technology allows us to support a transition to a new mode of learning. It provides tools that can accommodate the demands of safety, health, and education. One of these tools is the Learning Management System, or LMS. At its core, LMS is primarily a learning analytics tool. So I've read in a paper published by the Syed University in Dubai, which collated the study conducted by different universities in the United States on the learning management system as an effective learning analytics component. Prior to the constraints we are facing in the field of education, the use of analytics in education focuses on the specific goal of improving learning outcomes. To this end, it has been used to collect and examine the records of students, interactions with various computer systems, and to look for correlations between those activities and learning outcomes. This proves to be promising for the prospect of the way we educate because it secures for us not only a platform, but by which we can lay out our modules and materials for learning, but also a system which we could be allowed to track the progress and needs of students and respond accordingly. From what I have gathered from various papers, studies, and lectures on the learning management system, I see it to be a system which can centralize course preparation, educational content and resources, the delivery and tracking of student activities, such as discussion and collaboration, the administration of assessment activities, and the accumulation of grades and assessments. Studies also furnish us with the information that new functions and features of LMS also enable to provide information that can be analyzed to detect patterns that might suggest how students can be better supported. In view of all this technology and tools within our reach, I believe that we are well equipped to take on the task of providing quality education to the younger generation amidst this pandemic. Beyond addressing the concerns regarding the means by which we are continue carrying out our mandate of providing quality education, I think we also need to inspire one another, every stakeholder in the sector, to remain steadfast in our duties. After all, technology on its own can only do so little. The real driving force behind this endeavor is every student, every teacher, every school head, every stakeholder in this sector. By itself, technology is just a tool. It is only as effective as the people who will use it. This is why each and every one of you is vital to the success of this endeavor. For these systematic changes in learning to work, education leaders need to create a shared vision and be united with the same for how technology can be best meet the needs for all learners and develop a plan to translate that vision into action. This is why we have all these webinars and lectures on the learning management system, because we recognize that beyond identifying platforms and avenues of alternative modes of learning, what is important is the people behind it, behind these platforms. These trainings and webinars were intended to include every stakeholder in the game plan. These meetings exist to encourage everyone to set up in these trying times and equip you, our education leaders, with the necessary skills and the knowledge to operate the tools we are provided with. I know that the task is daunting and tedious. There are a lot of uncertainties in the equation. This is the first time we're veering away completely from the way we've always done things. The task is great, but I believe that in each and every one of you resides a will of passion for teaching stronger and greater than this challenge. Not so many dares to venture this path, the path to enlighten and guide the future generations, and yet here you are, teachers, education leaders, and now pioneers in a new venture we are undertaking. I leave you with a simple message to take heart and take courage. We are all in this endeavor together. I hope you will be constantly reminded that education of our future leaders rests with us, and this is a duty that we cannot take lightly. I hope that with all this in mind, you will be inspired to submit to work and effort that will be demanded from you in these trainings. I wish you have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Indeed, that is a heartwarming message as we are highly indebted with the message of our very own and supportive Congressman Vincent J. Garcia. Thank you so much, sir. And of course, at this time, as we were impressed with how our resource facilitators who gave their presentations together with the simulators in day 1 to day 4 in our cluster-wide training and learning management system, they maintained the perspective of the value of the advocacy sulong edukalidad. To give the impressions, we have Mr. Arlington A. Vidal, a senior high school teacher 3 of the Leon Garcia Senior National High School, and Ms. Mildred P. Kinko, a teacher 1 of the Santa Ana National High School Science Department.
Sa pagtatapos ng 5 araw ng ating webinar tungkol sa Learning Management System, siguro ang ilan sa ating mga katanungan ay nasagot na o kaya ay nabigyang kaliwanagan dahil sa ating mga nagpipitagan at magaling na mga guro mula sa Cluster 1 and 3 na nagbigay ng kanilang mga halimbawa kung paano haharapin ang bagong new normal. At lalo't higit sa ating butihing PSDS sa si Dr. Wilfredo E. Cagape na sa kanyang mga pagbibigay, pagpapaliwanag sa ating mga katanungan at lalong higit at pagbibigay direksyon sa atin kung anong gagawin natin. Hindi madali ang buhay natin sa panahon ng pandemyang ito. Marahil marami tayong kinakatakutan. Ligtas ba tayo? Hindi ba ako madatapuan ng sakit ng COVID-19? Ang aking mga mag-aaral ay makakaunawa ba sila sa aking leksyon na hindi nila ako kaharap o tinatawag natin face-to-face learning? Mga kapwa ko guro, ang panahon ng pandemya ay isang malaking hamon sa ating lahat na dapat nating bigyan ng positibong pananaw at huwag tayong matakot na hindi natin kaya. Natural lang na matakot tayo siguro kasi tao lang tayo. Huwag tayong matakot na magkamali kasi walang perpekto sa mundo. Kailangan lang natin siguro na pag-aralan, yakapin ang bagong tinatawag nating new normal. Kaya nga meron tayong webinar upang tulungan tayo na magampanan na ligtas ang ating mga trabaho lalo't higit na may hatid ang ating mga leksyon sa ating mga mag-aaral. Mga kapwa ko guro, laging nating tandaan, hindi lang doktor, nurse ang natawag na frontliner. Tayo din ay mga frontliner. Kaya, laban, teacher, laban, ma'am and sir, kaya nato ni. At huwag nating kaligtaan na ang Diyos ay nasa itaas. Hindi tayo papabayaan kasi parati siya dinidinig ang ating mga dasal. Isang ligtas at mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat, mga kapwa ko guro. Sulong edukalidad, Abante Cluster 1 and 3. Maraming salamat at isang mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat.
Good morning, fellow teachers, and a pleasant day to everyone who's played a major role in making this LMSC TOT for Clusters 1 and 3 a success. We are now to our last day of this week-long webinar, and to recapitulate what came about since day 1, we remembered that each school participants of Clusters 1 and 3 were recognized and well represented by each school head. The rationale of this training was precisely stated by our PSDS, Sir Winifredo Kagape, and we were graced with words of encouragement by our SDS, Sir Reynaldo Guiliena. After that, we were oriented of the week-long activities throughout the week. We were prompted of the morning and afternoon attendance, and of course, to take the evaluation at the end of the day. Plus, a private link was provided should we have queries. The entry was served as we were walked through on the how-tos of the LMS platform. After which, we were reminded that the vision, mission, and goal of the Department of Education are the guiding principles of teachers. Our entry for day 2 was the most essential learning competencies. We were acquainted of the meaning, purpose, and content of the MLCs of each learning area. The Bureau of Curriculum Development gave emphasis in ensuring the relevance and flexibility of the learning standards. The formulation of this MLC is DepEd's response to the call of Sustainable Development Goal 4 in developing a resilient education system through the framework of Sulong Edukalidad. But why unpacked learning competencies? In determining the MLC, part of the process was deciding whether a learning competency is to be retained, merged, rephrased, or dropped. Day 3 was the most surprising day. If we got excited since day 1, the moment we knew that top 1 of Watch Advocate and trivia winners shall receive a prepaid Wi-Fi kit, I think you'll all agree with me that will in high gaiety when it was announced that Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio through the LSB will provide us with a prepaid Wi-Fi kit. Day 3 also gave us a real deal of how a DLDM would be like, specifically the online distance learning through the series of simulations. And it is noteworthy to get ourselves familiarized with the Division Memorandum 843 series of 2020. We were acquainted with the different modalities in delivering the lessons as simulations continue on radio-based instruction yesterday. We have seen and experienced glitches during the program, but these are a few of the things which were out of our hand. Just as pandemic is one word that has gathered so much attention, Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus encouraged us to have some words that matters much more and that much more doable, such as prevention, preparedness, public health, political and educational leadership, and most of all, people. The greatest and most influential teacher of all time said, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." May we all have an enriching week and have a wonderful weekend. God bless us all.
Sa ating lahat, mga
Thank you so much, Mr. Arlington A. Vidal of the Leon Garcia Senior National High School, and of course, Ms. Mildred P. Quinco of the Santa Ana National High School. At this time, to give our impressions from the school heads, we have Ms. Jocelyn Simafranca, School Principal 2 of Erico T. Nograles National High School, and Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez, our training manager for today from the Santa Ana National High School.
Clouds of uncertainty. Good day, fellow educators. COVID-19, as the greatest challenge of the challenges of the century, has caught everyone in a tempo of change far beyond the imagination. All sectors of society were caught unprepared to face the pandemic. The education sector is not spared from this havoc. In our country, the Department of Education ended the school year sans the traditional ceremonies. Now, as the opening of school year 2020-2021 is about to begin, clouds of uncertainties are in the midst of every educator. This 5-day Cluster 1 and 3 training on learning management system provides administrators and teachers an avenue to better pursue the teaching learning process in the new normal. The learning modalities presented are indeed essential. However, the core of success in the implementation lies in the creativity, passion, compassion, and commitment of everyone. At the opening of the training, our very own Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Winifredo E. Kagape, told us, and I quote, "The work has just begun. Remain compassionate. Never be afraid to embrace technology." That should be the spirit we need to imbibe. As educators, we shape human resources. Remember, human resources mean progress. Para sa bata, para sa bayan. Sulong edukalidad. Abante, Cluster 1 and 3.
Hi, I'm Ruel A. Alvarez, Principal 4 of Santa Ana National High School. My task is to give impression for the 5-day training. First and foremost, I would like to extend my congratulations to the organizers of this 5-day cluster-wide training on learning management system. Starting with our Schools Division Superintendent, Reynaldo Guillena, CESO 5, our PSDS of Cluster 1 and 3, Dr. Winifredo E. Kagape, and to our different school heads of Cluster 1 and 3, and to the numerous staff of committee who have helped make this program successful. I believe this kind of training is exactly what we need in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, especially now that our president announced that there shall be no face-to-face instruction for school year 2020-2021, or until a vaccine is made available. The training was successful in orienting teachers on the implementation of the learning management system. in the delivery of their lessons. Many of their teachers do not know anything about the LMS before this training. But after watching the explanation on the first day, I believe the teachers will agree with me that there is much to learn about the LMS. And to learn it will not take just 1 hour. The teacher needs to spend time navigating the LMS tool, familiarizing himself or herself with its nuances. As a school head, I am excited to see my teachers make use of the LMS in the delivery of their instruction. The training was very insightful in terms of how class is delivered. After watching the simulation classes on day 3, I was surprised that many challenges the teacher must overcome, push through with the lesson. I realized that as school head, we must be supportive of our teachers who will be holding classes in a modality that they have never done before. I know there will be challenges, especially in the first week. And this training helped us see those challenges so that we can come up with last mile solutions before the start of class this August. Let me also highlight the overwhelming participation of the teachers in the training. I know that the schools in Cluster 1 and 3 tuned in religiously for 5 days straight so that they may learn about the learning management system of the Department of Education. And on the note, it is sad that some of our teachers must endure calamities like floods in the conduct of this activity. But even though that happened to them, they still tune in to complete the training. My heart goes to those teachers who put the quality of teaching ahead of their personal needs. Lastly, I am confident that we cluster-wide training, the teachers and administrators were able to strengthen the cooperation and teamwork with their schools, that whatever unknown hardships they will face this coming class opening, they will have each other's back to come up with solutions for the betterment of the students. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you to our dear teachers and dynamic school heads. Of course, we have Miss Jocelyn O. Simafranca of Erico T. Nograles National High School, and of course, Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez from the Santa Ana National High School. Absolutely a cluster-wide training worth of information in our academic endeavors, and the response is such overwhelming, actually. This is our greater pursuit of excellence in education. Teachers are the frontliners in the field of education. In response to the global health crisis, together we build exceptional educational leadership as we witness our Heal as One music video captured from day 1 up until this time. Please roll VTR.
magkaisa. Isa sa pag-iingat, isa sa ating dasal, laging nagpapatunay
na tayo'y makatao pa.
Together we are being called to make a future world. The test we face is for us to prove that we can heal as one. We heal as one with kindness. We heal as one. We serve, we share, we show compassion. We heal as one. Pari mo'y nag-iisa. But when we heal as one. Isa sa pag-iingat, isa sa ating dasal, lahing nagpapatunay na tayo'y makatao pa. Together we are being called to make a future world. The test we face is for us to prove that we can heal as one. It's when we heal as one. We heal as one with kindness. We heal as one. We serve, we share, we show compassion. We heal as one. Sa pari mo'y nag-iisa. But when we heal as one with kindness. We heal as one. We serve, we share, we show compassion. We heal as one. Sa wai mo'y nag-iisa. But when we heal, yes, we will heal. We heal. Yes, we can heal. We heal. We heal as one. We heal as one.
Wow, absolutely. That is truly remarkable of Heal as One video. That is really a collaborative effort between and among the technical working group assigned to the different committee. And of course, this is without the success of everyone, our teachers back at the stations or at the field, and of course, our school heads, entire clusters 1 and 3. This is all for you guys, and thank you so much from the deepest recesses of our soul. Wow. And of course, at this time, we also would like to have this. Hello to Mom Ruth Bakyal, and of course, the English teachers of F. Bangoy National High School. And so with our friends at the Santa Ana National High School, we have our training manager, Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez, and of course, our administrative officer, Madam Shirley S. Gino, Mr. Rayu Pactor, our school in charge in the senior high school department, Miss John Mariu. Hello there. And of course, so our birthday celebrants today, we have Dr. Jed Acero, Dr. Michael Tumilap, and Mr. Rayu Pactor. So we also have our different school heads coming from the clusters 1 and 3 to start with. Madam Evelyn E. Magno, School Principal 4 of Davao City National High School. Ma'am Josephine A. Basilio. Okay, we have there. Assistant Principal 2, Emilio Ramos National High School. We also have Ma'am Jocelyn O. Simafranca, Principal 2 of Erico T. Nograles National High School. We have Mr. Rolando Capul, Principal 2 of Francisco Bangoy National High School. We also have Ma'am Shirley Elizabeth N. Jacobe, Principal 1 of Leon Garcia Sr. National High School. Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez, Principal 4 of Santa Ana National High School. We have Engineer Redilon Morales, Principal 2, Vicenta Nograles National High School. We also have Yuri Giovanni Colita, Officer in Charge, Davao City National High School, Madapo Campus. We have from the Cluster 3. Cluster 3 school heads are Ruth A. Rufano. We also have Ruth A. Rufano is from the Acacia National High School, Teacher 3. We also have Dr. Liberte R. Arellano, P3 of Cabantian National High School. We have Maida Maribeth V. Alcordo, Principal 1 of Bernardo Carpio National High School. We have Ma'am Janeth C. Musa, Assistant Principal 2 of Communal National High School. Dr. Roberto R. Binag, Principal 1 of Gorgonio Tajo Senior National High School. Dr. Romeo Iticar, Head Teacher 6 of Pablo Lorenzo National High School. Mr. Charlie B. Pulma, Principal 2 of Teofilo V. Hernandez National High School. We have Maida Maria Luisa T. Mamitag, Principal 2 of Waan National High School. Dr. Araceli Arellano, Head Teacher 1 of Mudiang High School. TV Fernandez National High School Annex. We also have Madam Maria Ligaya Romero, Principal 1 of Pilar Rodriguez, BD Carpio National High School Annex. And of course, we have our training manager for today, Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez, and of course, Mr. Rayu Pactor, the school in charge in the senior high school department. Thank you so much. And of course, we still have more. Thank you, Miss Jean Estomo, Jonathan Abing, Ms. Analaika Fernandez, Ms. John Mariu, Mr. Roger Pialago, and of course, Ms. Roslyn R. Dianan, a Master Teacher 1 of the Santa Ana National High School. We have our Management Committee on the Cluster Training of Teachers on the Learning Management System. From the Executive Committee, the Overall Cluster Training Manager, Dr. Winifredo E. Cagape. Cluster Staff, Jamaica C. Magayo, Kaski O. Clerigo, Ismael Baog. Program Flow in Charge, Mr. Jed I. Bete. Secretariat Chair, Maricel Bernal, with the members, Chris Carmel A. Kimno, Paulo M. Elaco, Clifford I. Iran, Emir Arvin Rasgo. We also have the Streaming Committee. We have the Chair, Eugene B. Dorado, members Early A. Notarte, Jose Carlos Fernandez, and Lope Basuel. Okay, we have prizes and awards committee. This is really very important. We have the chairperson, Madam Shirley Elizabeth N. Jacobe, members selected teachers of the Leon Garcia Senior National High School. We have from the physical arrangement committee, chairperson, Madam Evelyn E. Magno, members Mon Ladica, Roger Asares, Abel Percival Silao, Lope Basuel. Daily Training Manager, Monday, from the Davao City National High School, Madam Evelyn E. Magno. Tuesday, Mr. Rolando Capol, F. Bangoy National High School. Wednesday, Ms. Maribeth Alcordo from the Bernardo Carpio National High School. Thursday, Liberte Arellano of Cabantian National High School. And of course, today, Friday, it's our time from the Santa Ana National High School, none less than Dr. Roel A. Alvarez. And of course, we have the training evaluation chairperson, Madam Ruth Rufano, member Sherwin Galiza, Jamaico Magayo, Kaski Clerigo, Esmael Bao. Okay, activity completion report, chairperson, Madam Janet Musa, members selected teachers of the Communal National High School. Okay, so we have video documentation on camp. Chairperson, Mark Nareto, members, John Reeve Akyatan and Mon Ladica. Okay, food committee. Chairperson, Madam Josephine Basilio, member, Ma'am Ruth A. Rufano. Okay, so that's the success of this cluster-wide training on the learning management system with our school heads coming from the clusters 1 and 3, together with the technical working group. Of course, with the time, effort, and expertise on this is a success today. We encourage all our teacher participants to post your selfies in your Facebook accounts while doing the pledge of commitment. Copy on the pledge is posted in the official FB page of Clusters 1 and 3. Please don't forget to use our hashtags, hashtag Sulong Educalidad, hashtag Abante Clusters 1 and 3. Okay, do not forget that one. Our dear, resilient teachers in Clusters 1 and 3. And thank you so much to our training manager. We have Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez, Santa Ana National High School. Thank you so much. And of course, at this time, we have still more. And we are live broadcast right here at the Davao City National High School. Of course, equipped with technology education that might somehow help on the opening of classes, not just only that in times of COVID, but all throughout the years to come. Okay, and of course, at this time, we have live viewers. Of course, thank you so much. Even though the fact that it's lunchtime, but still you are with us today. And we have messages now that will be flashed on the screen. Okay, so our controller, Mr. Eugene Dorado. Yes, there you go, sir. Okay, we have now, we have Premier Sayoma. Congratulations, Clusters 1 and 3, and to all those who are behind the success of this week-long webinar. Thank you to all the school heads and to our PSDS. Thank you, Premier Sayoma. Okay, so we have Pete Pakatang. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much to the PMT and all the people behind this LMS training. Hashtag Sulong Educalidad, hashtag Abante Clusters 1 and 3. Okay, so this is it. Thank you so much. One last, Sir Eugene. Amor Mia Pirion, halaoy, touching kaayo ang video, kahilakon ko, grabe di ay kaayo ilang effort sa team behind the scenes of this 5-day webinars. Salute to all of you. Thank you so much sa inyong tanan. Without you, ma'am, this could not be a success. You are always a part of this. Thank you. And of course, at this time, we are in deep joy to welcome Madam Evelyn E. Magno, who works collaboratively to support and participate in today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, ladies and gentlemen, as she's going to have her closing remarks today, Madam Magno, as her name echoes with so much passion, dedication, and commitment. That is no less than Madam Evelyn E. Magno, the school principal 4 of the Davao City National High School. Actually, she was our former principal of the Santa Ana National High School. And that was what quite a lot. Being a good leader, a very passionate mother, of course, a good friend, rolled into one. That is our Davao City National High School principal, Madam Evelyn E. Magno. Thank you so much, ma'am, because we always believe that you strongly uphold the principles of learning and integrate this in your innate enthusiasm of your kindness as a public servant, government servant of the Department of Education. Of course, not only her, but along with the school heads, entire clusters 1 and 3. We have also different clusters 1 and 3, the school heads, and the teacher participants, entire cluster-wide webinar on the learning management system. Once again, we also would like to remind our teacher participants to post your selfies in your Facebook while doing the pledge of commitment, because in a little while, like a 5 minute after, we have our pledge of commitment. Copy the pledge that is being posted on the official FB page of Clusters 1 and 3. And please don't forget to use our hashtags Sulong Educalidad, hashtags Abante Clusters 1 and 3. We're all set, I'm sure, for the fact that we are opening on August 24, 2020. All set, equipped, substantial teachers with the most essential learning competencies, with the key elements on the application of the technology education that is applied of the learning management system. So with the learning delivery modalities, Department of Education is always adhering to its advocacy. Okay, for this now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our school principal 4 of the Davao City National High School, as her name echoes with so much passion, as she is going to have her closing remarks, followed with the pledge of commitment.
To our Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Reynaldo M. Guiliena, SESO 5. To our Schools Division Superintendent, Reynaldo M. Guiliena, SESO 5. Our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Madam Emma Camporidondo, and Sir Basilio Manaay Jr. To our active and supportive Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Winifredo Cagape, to my fellow school heads, both from clusters 1 and 2, to the teachers, good afternoon. The 5-day rule-out training for the learning management system is over. I would like to congratulate Dr. Winifredo Cagape for his dynamic leadership and made the success of this one-week activity into reality. To my fellow school heads and to the teachers behind the success, congratulations and thank you so much. You are part and parcel of the success of this endeavor. Let us help our students continue learning and protect their health and well-being. At this point in time, may I request everyone to please rise? To please rise for the pledge of commitment. We're also requesting all the teachers who are in their home or even at school today to please be with us. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. Fervently commit myself with utmost dedication and sincerity
to uphold the standards set by the Department of Education.
I pledge to support and adhere to the Bayanihan Heal as One Act of the government.
Implement the K-12 programs, projects and activities in the new normal setting.
Coherent with the mission, vision, goal of the Department of Education in achieving quality, accessible, and liberating basic education for all.
Amidst the challenges in the preparation and implementation of the new normal education, I pledge to remain loyal and compassionate.
But resolute in motivating and inspiring my fellow educators to continue to aspire to make a difference.
That I will unyielding go beyond the extra mile.
By putting the learners first and considering the learning delivery modalities for them.
Commit to filling their minds, touch their hearts, influence their thinking hearts and feeling minds.
With God, the ultimate educator, as my inspiration.
I make this personal commitment truly binding.
So help me God.
State your name of your school,
That was Madam Evelyn May Magno of the Davao City National High School on her pledge of commitment together with the school heads of clusters 1 and 3. And of course, we are not going to forget the training evaluation and end program link. Okay, so we have to check it out, our training evaluation and end program link. This is going to be by cluster, and the secretariat again will verify your performances like your post-test, the pre-test, and of course your attendance. And once it's verified, check on the weekend your email, and then maybe you have your certificate of participation. So there you go with the evaluation link on the training evaluation and the end program link. This is going to be by clusters. So please check the one out and do not forget the one, because that would be your ticket to get your certificate of participation in this cluster-wide webinar. Okay, there you go. Thank you so much, Mr. Eugene Dorado and Ms. Casey Kimno of Bernardo Carpio National High School. Thank you so much. And of course, at this time, I'd like to thank the moderators from since day one, Mr. Jed I. Bete, who at the same time, the program flow moderator of this cluster-wide webinar, Ms. Christine Joy C. Cabahog of Davao City National High School, Ms. Christine Reyes of Davao City National High School, Mr. Clyde Kenneth Saludar of Bernardo D. Carpio National High School, and yours truly on the 5th day, our training manager, Dr. Ruel A. Alvarez. I'm Maureen Ava B. Acuña. And of course, we hope that the enthusiasm and energy of our teachers and school heads will continue upskilling and reskilling of our teachers through our resource facilitators and the simulators done in our webinar. This is in the use of the learning management system, which gains numerous advantages in the use of instructional technology. It has always been a challenging task, yet it is valuable and visible contribution to the lesson as we embrace the new normal kind of education, which will provide standardized feedback, and later on, maybe in one way or the other, this will help to develop our targeted skills in our professional achievement and confidence, which is basically built on top. The kind of passion and commitment of our teachers on this COVID-19 pandemic will always go through until the end of time. This is our calling. This is our vocation. This has been Maureen Ava B. Acuña of the Santa Ana National High School, your virtual host as we geared on Sulong Edukalidad, Abante, Clusters 1 and 3, saying, to God be the highest, glory.
Hi everyone. Hi.
Kanya-kanya
Di man nagsasama, kaya pa magkaisa. Isa sa pag-iingat,
isa sa ating dasal, laging nagpapatunay
na tayo'y
together we are called to make a future world. The test we face is for us to prove that we can heal.
ay nababalik nasa mga ahon. Ihanda ang sarili sa hamon. Ipagpipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan na katuon para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa mga isa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Ba kailangan mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin ang pagbabago, kahirapan kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong buhok sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Muslim, Kristiyano at katutubo, isang hanggarin sa patuko. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa iyo.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Ba kailangan mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin ang pagbabago, mahirapan kaya natin to.
lakasan ng iyong loob. Sa pagkakulorma, sa pagkakulorma, isang alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan. Sa bawat